Yeah. We're good. Just looking out the driver's window.
No, Kyle, I've never seen that happen before.
That's why I'm here, to help.
I appreciate you fleshing out our systems.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Easy peasy.
Nice. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you're a millimeter from that.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Hello from a winter test facility deep in Minnesota. There's Drew ripping a Gravity at the moment. We're just playing around with ESP tuning, ABS, traction control, stability control, all the good stuff. Having an absolute blast out here. Huge shout out to Lucid for letting us come here and spend time with their development engineers who are literally developing the stability and traction control systems on the Gravity.
7-seat rally car.
It's tuned
The best.
yeah, exactly. It's just the engineers are with it.
Yes, yes. These are my people.
The Lucid Air Sapphire. There is Drew absolutely sending it out here in Minnesota. It's cold as crap. This video is brought to you by Iona, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Iona is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. Bear with me for a second before we get into the Minnesota action. I want to talk a little bit about car dynamics, safety systems, and what exactly I went to Minnesota to experience. So, like I mentioned, Lucid called me up and said, hey, come on out to Minnesota and experience our Gravity in a dynamic environment with many test surfaces to look at the response of ABS and traction control and the safety of the vehicle. And I thought to myself, well, that sounds fun, but I'm going to be turning stability control off and sliding it. And what I learned was there's so much engineering time and work that goes into driving electric cars hard, even with the stability systems off, that it's just mind-blowing the tasks that engineers have to tune things. And if you've seen any of our recent coverage from our VinFast VF8, for example, you can see how wrong it goes if you tune electric motor powertrain control very poorly. And there's so many cool things you can unlock with multiple motors like this Rivian has and the Lucid Sapphire on the rear axle. So I basically went to Minnesota to nerd out, to learn and to soak in as much information as possible from the Lucid powertrain and chassis controls engineering team, and it's really mind-blowing. So it's going to be a fairly in-depth, fairly technical video, but before we get into all of that, I want to at least explain some of the topics that we'll be discussing. Pretend this is a Lucid Gravity, this is my Rivian, but pretend you're looking at a Gravity because well, it just needed a car here to explain this to you. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is braking. Now, ABS, anti-lock braking system, has been around forever, and that is like the most critical safety component in a car for an average driver. And most of the time, you know, what it's going to do is if you have a ton of brake pressure, you're slowing the car down, it's going to pulse the brakes so that you're holding the tire rotation just a little bit slower than vehicle rotation so you don't get a full wheel lock. Because if you lock the wheel and tire and you're sliding on the surface, you lose all steering and the inertia of the vehicle will fly in whatever direction that it was going. So you could have an oversteering moment, you could have an understeering moment, and a lot of those things will be you know, what we're looking at with Gravity. Each car needs a little bit of specific ABS tuning. Sometimes you can bring in ABS with regen, and then of course there's the topic of regen drag control, which is if you lock the wheels when you're in recuperation. We just did a whole video on regen drag control. Actually, I'll leave it linked below. And, you know, the engineers have to tune all of that. What we focused on a lot in this video was split mu braking. So you basically take the right side or left side of the vehicle and simulate ice. In this case, no simulation needed. The other side on pavement, if you were to hit the brakes, let's say this side of the car was on pavement, the whole thing would swap around because you'd have grip on the left side of the vehicle. Well, in the case of ABS, it's designed to relieve some brake pressure on the left side, maximum as much grip as you have on the right to try and maintain a straight stopping force. So you'll see some of that. Then we'll get even more advanced. We're going to go into a checkerboard surface where it's Low mu, high mu, low mu, high mu, and all mu means is grip level. So high mu means high grip. This is a very high mu surface that we're on right here, our pavement. Low mu would be an icy surface, for example. And what the ABS systems have to do in that case is, you know, sort of release tension, add force back onto the braking system in rapid succession. And it's really hard for ABS systems to do that. So there's a lot of tuning required. That's fairly standard in the industry, of course, but getting that to work with the recuperation so that you're still being as efficient as possible is really important here as well. So we're in the Gravity and we're heading over to some test surfaces. And these are sort of predefined, preset test surfaces to run repeatable type testing. This automakers run a lot of their cars through surfaces like you're about to see. And I'm going to primarily be looking at longitudinal performance of the vehicle. So straight line, acceleration, and deceleration. I just gave you an ABS talk just before, but now we're also going to be mixing in traction control and also front and rear power split. The Gravity is primarily a front wheel driven vehicle, and the rear motor disconnects and reconnects not through a clutch system like Volvo or Rivian, but actually electrically through the rear motor's inverter, which is really cool that they can do that with permanent magnet motors. They're one of the very few brands that can do that, and it's also thanks to a lot of the high voltage battery systems to reduce back EMF and other forces there. So as we make our way over this test surfaces, we're going to be looking at traction control, how it's going to be cutting power. It's very easy, I would say, in the industry for traction control systems to cut power or to cut regen if you lock a wheel, but to unlock and get back into an acceleration state if that's what you're desiring, or back into recuperation if that's what you're desiring, that's where a lot of the magic happens. And Lucid spends a lot of time on stuff like that. So let's get into this clip and then we'll have more fun later on in the video. What we're doing in this particular test is we have the whole right side of the car, the right two wheels, on straight ice, a very low mu or low friction surface. And the left side of the car is on straight pavement. But we're not getting the deceleration force that we needed.
Yeah.
So there was something where you needed a bit more on the left side.
Exactly.
Induce a tiny bit more.
Basically what's happening in that spot, so that was your way up, this is your way down. Mm-hmm. You can see that the brake pressure, so this is your brake command here, master cylinder pressure. Yep. And then we're just capped on the left rear is green. That's that's the rear, and then the front is here in white, and that's capped to prevent you from spinning. Right. So it's just a stability check essentially. I think if you slam the brakes really hard, it will give you more as like an emergency thing. Okay. But fundamentally, it's. But you mean in terms of the initial hit? The initial hit, exactly. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll give that a go. Take it. Sounds good. One thing I noticed when I drove this car in the dry, sliding it around, was I needed it to unlock a bit more for fun, in the sense where I'd load it up on a limit, just stay matted, but it was not giving me more. At high mu. Yeah, very high mu. Yeah. It's a family car. Yeah, I know, but it's still so amazing. So. No, I agree. That's cool. Amazing. Yeah, so that's that one wild. We can show you. Yeah. This is your commanded torques for each motor, red and blue, and then the finals are like the seal for the front. This is GT. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you can see traction control just keeping right up with the wheel flares. Yeah, that's amazing. That's really cool. That is really freaking cool. All right, we're gonna hit this, and then we'll come up on the little patches there. Yep. I'm just rolling into it super gently. Now I'm wide open. Amazing acceleration on that surface. That's crazy. But then it still has way left. Oh, there we go. There you go. You touched this wheel down and it spiked it in. But it popped up with, let's see. Parking brake unavailable, Dream Drive limited, use brakes to hold because it's not the auto hold mode. Yeah. Okay, so tip in. Yep. Now I wonder if we even have ABS anymore. Oh, you have ABS for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's all clear now. Yeah, it seems to be good. Yeah, just came back to life there at the end. You know, Kyle, I've never seen that happen before. That's why I'm here to help. I appreciate you fleshing out our systems. Tip in gingerly. I mean, you can do some aggressive ones here. We can do it after. Yeah. I'll show you the transitions from front wheel drive to all wheel drive. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
That felt amazing. And then on one throttle input. You can hear it spin up a little bit. It's not even flashing traction control for those.
Yeah, I think you're just below threshold.
Yeah, so it's doing it in the inverter, but not enough to get to the ESP controller or wheel speed.
We set the lamp for our traction control, and it's you can think of it area in the curve. So if there's a little bit of traction control, we're not going to light the lamp. As soon as you get enough to like that's a significant amount of what you're asking, we'll light the lamp.
All right, so what was it you were going to show me where we transition?
Yeah, so right here, if you just stay where you're doing right there for a second.
Oh, stay constant throttle.
Yeah, stay constant throttle. You go on the, oh yeah, stay right here, perfect. So right now, you were front wheel drive. Now if you tip in gingerly.
And I'm looking at this bar?
Right here. All front wheel drive, just tip in gingerly. See, it immediately popped off.
Yeah, oh wow.
Snapped in. So we can do that as a function of steer, AY, obviously traction control.
So how many milliseconds does it take once you know you need to activate the rear motor to get it electrically? Because it's electrically connected all the time.
Yeah, it's just turning the inverter on, yeah.
Right.
So in this case, you got into traction control here.
Yep.
And the RDU kicked on, and we'll give it a little bit of a, to actually, you actually have a real torque. 0.15 seconds.
0.15, cool. And it would be so great to compare that with a car that uses a clutch disconnect. Like EX90 uses a rear clutch disconnect.
The disconnects too, the tricky part with those, we looked at that for a while, is that reconnecting is an absolute, it's a controls nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Because you're trying to match two shaft speeds with a clutch and not destroy it
if you're
once.
on like a crazy low mu surface, you could really get everything out of whack.
Yeah.
Shout out Rivian for really messing that one up. So I cut a lot of the straight line stuff because it's kind of boring, to be honest, but all you really need to know is we did fault the ABS system one time. I think we came to the conclusion that there was so much snow and ice buildup around the braking systems that they were throwing some sort of weird fault. I'm not sure what was up with that because that was the only time we experienced it. I went back and ran multiple acceleration, deceleration runs, and everything was perfect. Once we, again, cleared a lot of that snow and ice off. Those were just the initial runs. So, car is very safe. All you need to know, if you're on a slippery surface, if you have a driveway that's sort of icy and pavement or patchy, you just put your foot into it and let the systems deal with everything, and it does a really good job of torque transfer, so grabbing brakes to send to the other side of the axle, front and rear power split. It's just constantly looking for traction on the acceleration side. It does a great job, and on the deceleration side, I'd say does a decently good job with ABS almost all of the time, if that makes sense, because we did experience that one fault. Now we're going to go have some fun, which is on a snowy circle. So don't get car sick, but this is 3 separate surfaces as a circle. So we have sort of dense packed snow on the inside loop. Then we have a super icy middle section that has almost no traction whatsoever. And then there's an outer loop with a little bit more snow if you want to boogie and rally. And we're going to try different drive modes from normal to sprint to partial to off stability control. And it's going to be so cool. So this is the stuff I live for. It's everything I dreamed of doing my entire automotive YouTubing life, and it's just it's so cool to be there with John, one of the chassis controls engineers, and what a dream come true. So let's jump in and join me for some circles. But what's really happening underneath is brakes and power and software and wheel speed control and estimation of vehicle speed and yaw targets and all of the above, and it's just so cool. It just feels so natural because it's actually turning where I want it to go. But have we triggered any ESP yet?
That's all ESP there. Yep.
So, I see the lights flashing. It was just, the sun was in my eyes. So if I just mat it, I'm just leaning on the systems the whole way.
Isn't that amazing how smooth it is?
That is clearly the best compromise. Now, if we have to keep turning, for example, I'm going to do what a customer would do, which is add a ton of steering and obviously gripped up. And it opens and unlocks really quickly. Yeah, very cool.
You can feel the sort of barrier in angle.
If I go brake during the skid. Yeah, it definitely knows when it can unlock and not. It's really no crazy wheel flares or anything. That was really impressive. And it's going to hold ABS down to like the last possible second too. So that's pretty good. Now, there would be benefit to having a mode to say, hey, I'm on such a slippery surface or mud, and just backing off ABS a bit.
There would be, but with ABS is designed to be as safe as possible at all times. It is one of the most like rigorously developed systems, and so generally speaking, we're going to err on the safe side. Like the Bosch integration is going to err on the safe side.
So I'm not seeing stability control on. Are we not into it yet?
You're mostly traction control here.
So if I'm
There you
at
go. You
it,
tip
then
it
we're
there,
gonna
then
lean
exactly.
into it. But if you're gentle enough on it, you'll stay below the threshold.
Yep. And mainly when you counter steer as well.
Right. I would almost prefer like a little bit more, obviously.
All right, sprint mode.
Yeah, that's a good point. So let's play around with that. Factory sprint mode. So let's see if it feels a major difference. So far, just holding it on the lean mat and still fairly understeer, but we can give it more. Yeah, it's definitely pushing on the rear, and even if I lift off, it tends to turn in a bit better. But then we can just
There you go.
actually
There you go.
have some proper
go.
fun. Oh, I see.
Yeah, well managed.
Yeah.
Sorry about your surface. So this is crazy that you can put 7 people in a car, right? And then just do this.
Just take your hands off the wheel.
With no hands. That's what's really impressive. Let's just hit that on the ice real quick, because that's going to require such a light touch.
Yeah.
And so are you putting any sort of wheel speed control with everything off? There is some for abuse loads, right?
It's even with it's not abuse loads.
Oh, I see.
We're-
You're doing wheel speed control there.
Yeah. And we can talk about that a little bit, maybe when we're not driving. But EVs in general, and particularly at Lucids, there's just no inertia in the wheel ends.
Right.
So if there's no control, the rate of wheel flare is so preposterous that it's just undrivable.
Right. I would.
It's not fun to
It would
drive.
be impossible.
It's just it's broken. Anyone who's pulled the ESP fuse on an older EV experienced that. Oh, you broke it.
Brake performance reviews, but look, it's still going.
Yes, they go.
I mean, I was just having I was worried it was going to yell at me about eye tracking, because we're sitting here completely sideways having a nice conversation with stability control off. The car's yelling at us, but ignore that.
Yeah.
And look at this. How crazy is that?
We call this Lucids on ice.
This is how I
It's
want
the
to go to
latest
sleep every
performance.
night. It's basically relax, rock yourself to sleep. Now we've run out of steam. I think it gave up, but that's okay. Let's
Yeah,
Should
so
we
just drive
reset
very
it, or-
carefully. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to power cycle.
Yeah.
I need to figure out why I did that.
Well, leave it to us to find bugs with cars. That is now the second Lucid Gravity fault that we experienced up there, and I don't know what the cause of this one was. I will say that is the extent of the faults that we had, and we ripped on the cars for the rest of the day. I'm not making any excuses. I've been the first one to point out the bugs in the Gravity all along. I think Lucid has come a long way with newer software versions, so what I'd love to do is at least get another Gravity back here, run it through everything, live with it for a little bit more time, and then, of course, make the final determination after Lucid has worked on all of these software bugs. Clearly, that should not happen. I think everyone can agree with it, but it did. And that's the end of it. Now, don't expect any more car failures after this. Everything works perfectly fine for the rest of the video. But hopefully you can see what we were testing there. ESP on, stability control on. The car targets a very light understeer, very safe, very neutral, very customer-friendly type driving situation. But you hit sprint, you turn the safety systems off, and the safety systems aren't off. Like John was saying, wheel flares can happen instantly, and so there's still a ton of powertrain control on there, but it goes to more of a performance-oriented setting where to the driver, it pretty much feels off. And you can see I'm being so gentle on the car, almost keeping the wheel straight, and we're just sliding sideways. And that's a very unusual thing to do with the car, so maybe that's why it faulted, but it's very dreamy. I mean, it literally felt like you could just go to sleep and you're just coasting along sideways, and it's just amazing to see the level of control that these cars have. So let's reset the Lucid and get back to the action. So now we're 2 in on faults so far. You should just hire me.
Productive.
We had
You know what's so funny? Nobody else had any faults.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is. It's like, what?
Yeah, it is a curse, unfortunately, for everyone else.
And then just for your future knowledge, if you ever want to know, it's actually reset. This light.
What is
When
it
that
do?
light goes off,
Oh, that's
the
when it
car
goes
is
to
actually
sleep.
asleep. Yeah. Yeah. You're
Cool.
good to go.
Good to roll again?
Good to roll.
Okay, so we'll just, I went back to key up. So that, this, that. Outer loop. Everyone holding on tight?
Mm-hmm.
We should get some pretty cool shots. Oh, big stability hit over here. It's freaking amazing that you can do this in a minivan. Sorry, it's not actually a minivan. Look at the freaking cargo! And zero effort from my side, by the way. There's zero driver skill involved with this. This is just a little bit of loosening front end grip, like touching the ice, and just inching on and off the accelerator pedal. And we're skids. It's so silly. Okay, well, thanks for letting me have some fun with your Lucid.
We're just getting started, guys.
Okay.
We have all day to keep sliding around.
Actually, would you mind doing me a favor?
Yep.
I'm going to be full yaw. Can you hover your finger under full?
Sure.
And we'll engage the system
Yep.
while we're sideways.
Just tell me when.
Okay, let's get it moving a little bit here. Now.
Very wet, finally.
Yeah, I know you were getting on it. Anyway, not scientific, but definitely felt it grab down on there. Cool.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. And you can see it exactly when it came in. Big brake pressure on the outside front to get rid of all of this oversteer.
Yep, felt that grab down. And if I hit partial, which is normally not the way of life that I like, you either want it on or off. Feels pretty good, but it's not unlocking enough to maintain a skid, which I guess is kind of what you're looking for. Almost uses understeer, which is probably safe. You can push through it though, so the harder you go on it, the more it allows for wheel slip. That's pretty
The
amazing.
partial mode is like a balance between the traction control, like yaw control, and the brake yaw control.
That's pretty amazing, actually. That's way better than I had imagined partial to be tuned. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, partials where we tend to have those arguments internally about
Yeah, what
how
does
much
that
is too
mean?
much, and exactly what does it mean. We want it to be comfortable for an average customer who's in, they find themselves in a frozen parking lot or whatever.
Yeah, frozen parking lot
there's
or
that-
back road, but
or
those are
back road.
totally different.
Oh yeah,
types
it has
of
to work
tuning.
for all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we also don't want it to be so loose that you're going to spin and have the car be out of control.
Yeah. So, how's it going, guys? Hope you're having a nice
How was your
day.
flight? Yeah.
It actually was pretty nice. I slept the full first half, thought it was pretty good. And then the second flight, I had like one of those singular seats all to myself, which was great. It's so freaking amazing. So here, lift really quick. Oh, front motor pulls us out. And so then I can use that front motor to stabilize the car, which is really nice.
So, what did you do today? I drifted the gravity for hours upon hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice day at work. It's so amazing. So, like, all the work that you guys must have had to put into it to make it do this. There's a big stability hit here, but it almost sent us in the wrong direction. But since we have big enough space, we can correct it with patience. So I actually would have preferred the that was probably for rollover stability.
It actually wasn't stability control. It was
What was
brake
it?
traction control.
Brake traction
It's
control.
VDIF.
Ah.
Yeah, you flared the wheels really aggressively in the front, and
Yep.
we just protect the diffs. We do that one.
Okay, well that one.
We're here for a long time, not a short time.
Right. Yeah, so now if I actually start driving it a little bit more, normally, let's say we make our own little mental course, for example, so we can get the car slowed down, for example, get a little bit of speed on the acceleration. Try trying to stay on this side of this black thing, but that didn't work out so well. There's no speed reference on it.
Yeah, there's no touch. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Everyone needs to come out here and just learn how to play around with it.
It's the best.
It really is amazing. It's crazy that they can do this. It's pretty nice little skids. You do little ones.
Little
and then
skids,
you can
big
do
skids.
Off throttle chucks into big ones. And then a lift on a transition. Really mess it up. Is this polished over here?
Yeah, that's ice.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Let's flip around this way, shall we?
Yep, exactly. Turn it around. Feels like we're in the frozen food section back here.
So that's VDIF up going
Yeah,
on?
exactly.
Okay.
That's the brake traction control.
Got it.
Yeah,
And VDIF stands for velocity differential.
exactly. Yeah, across a single axle.
Okay.
So front left versus front right.
This is for either hockey or vehicle testing.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So that's wide open. Right to regen, like you were talking about. But if we go... Oh, is that VDIF?
That's it's BTC. Nice little trap. Exactly. I was saying about there's no inertia in the driveline.
Yeah.
There's your.
That's pretty... This is a good stress test for it.
Yeah, I'll do that all day.
Amazing. That's cool. So now stability control partial. Still pretty good. I mean, it's not that much closed down. And look at it feeding in more and more power.
It's still in hard. There it goes. There you go. Perfect.
I just love how there's just more and more slip target the harder I go.
That's exactly how.
Yeah. The way everything should be too, really. Because I'm just like to the floor and it's max slip target there.
You almost got to full torque that time too.
Oh yeah, it feels pretty quick actually. And then the world's longest ABS air. Now I'm just standing on it. You can see it's regenning through ABS as much as it can.
Exactly. Yep.
Which is super impressive as well.
I mean, if you were on the summer tire, you might have a little bit longer one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, build up some more speed, yeah. But that's so cool, guys. Yeah, really impressed with everything this car can do, no question. Drew, I want you to have a quick go in this one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
please.
so you can feel all of that.
Hello from a winter test facility deep in Minnesota. There's Drew ripping a Gravity at the moment. We're just playing around with ESP tuning, ABS, traction control, stability control, all the good stuff. Having an absolute blast out here. Huge shout out to Lucid for letting us come here and spend time with their development engineers who are literally developing the stability and traction control systems on the Gravity. Allegedly, there is a Sapphire right over here as well. So I'm going to steal that for a minute. That should be really fun. But yeah, Drew's out there sending it in the Gravity.
Lucid Air Pure Rear-Wheel Drive. The first time I'm ever driving this car. What should we know about the control logic on this?
The control logic in the off mode, which you're currently in.
Yeah, so we have stability off there.
We have off, exactly. The only thing that controls the slip target is your foot. That's it. There's no yaw control. There's no stability control. There's no brake traction. Well, there's brake traction control, but it is entirely foot dependent. If you want more slip, you can ask for it.
Really? So this is a little bit more, got to have a little bit more fine-tuned foot than just matting it and steering.
Yeah, exactly. The main thing too is that this car, the air as compared to just hopping out of Gravity, is naturally much more dynamic. Much less yaw inertia, much more happy to rotate. It's going to rotate much faster, and there's no front motor to pull you out.
And we are on Nokian Winters.
We are Nokian Winters, yeah.
Okay, let's go see what that's all about. So if I just mat it in a straight line, still doing longitudinal wheel slip control.
A little bit, yeah, exactly. Just enough to get you going.
Right.
Otherwise,
yeah.
you'll just spin.
But it feels pretty nice, for sure. Okay, let's go see rear drive. Let me get up on the wheel real quick. The air seating position's never been one that I've been super great with. Wow, totally different than the Gravity, but it's so cool to come into this and experience it now. Oh
Oh, you're totally right on how much throttle I can give it and get it moving. Just holding it at a big radius turn right here. It's still amazing, isn't it? And there's quite a bit of lock up front as well.
Is there more lock in rear drive?
No, not more lock, but
Okay.
more lock than gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, off throttle. Rotates on the
Nice.
way in. Big power on the way
I
out.
take you're a fan of the lift-off handbrake action.
Yes, I love lift-off oversteer.
Only do that in low. High mu, we won't do that.
It won't do that on high mute? Okay. But it's cool because you can completely, like if you're understeering, you lift, tuck the nose in,
Yeah.
get the radius tightened down, and then you can just
Yeah.
power on the way out.
The beauty of our system is we know what meter on, and we can keep it from snapping on high mu. But
Because this is about as gentle as a skid. Look at how little opposite lock we have right now. And I'm just controlling it with my foot, and I'm barely moving anything. And it's just completely controlled. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Then you can lift off, get it rotated, and we can lift off and get it rotated the other way. It's so freaking easy. Wow, Drew, you got to drive this. This is unbelievable.
I do.
It's so good.
I do love me some rear drive.
I love this. Nice slide across here. Big. Look at how much regen we're actually getting, and it can regen through its drag control, which is great. So it doesn't
that's awesome.
hand it over to friction brakes, and it's just complete, unbelievable car control. I say that as we almost spin out, but look at that actually.
But that's your fault. You
That's
know,
my
that's
fault.
yeah.
And I'm glad you do that. So there was a little hit of brake going on there. Was
Yeah.
that wheel speed?
again, brake traction control. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just to protect the diff.
Yep. And that diff in this thing spins to 1,000,000 just like the gravity because it's this big.
Exactly.
I keep one on my desk always.
Nice.
I wasn't joking. I have a Lucid diff on my desk. Same Sapphire that was at the track in North Carolina. So I've done so many miles in this thing. I wonder if it still has that slimy bit on the wheel. Yeah, look at this. It came to us with this. I don't know who did that, but it wasn't me. But I tried to clean it best I could. Anyway, nice to have the old car back. And now we're going to go slide it around. So we've driven Gravity and we've driven Lucid Air Pure, which are way less complicated than this car in terms of motor layout. So Lucid has to control now 3 individual motors, 2 on the rear, which means it opens up the window for torque vectoring and some interesting things you can do to induce oversteer or understeer by playing with the rear motor, regen or power, or power and regen at the same time on the rear axle, depending on the wheel, which is cool.
That's wild.
That is, it's just opens up another dimension. And then you have the, sort of typical front motor open differential up front that we found to be incredibly helpful. If you go way crossed up into something, you can just floor it, crank it all the way, and the front will pull itself out.
Yep.
So I wonder how much it's going to be relying on that front motor versus the 2 motors to do stuff, because this is going to be a really cool experience. So I'm going to go into Sapphire mode. We'll save all the track mode stuff for high mu. I think we can just go Sapphire and traction control off. And that will give us...
That should do it.
Yeah, it actually targeted some different cooling too. You can hear a pump just spin up.
Yep, I heard that.
Okay, so let's go spin this thing around a little bit and see how it feels. So cool.
How much power does this have again?
1,234 horsepower.
Oh, how could I forget?
Yeah, if you can count. That actually probably makes a bit more than that in certain conditions, but that's what it was rated for. So let's just see how it feels. I'm going to go pretty gentle with it, see if it does some weird stuff. Now, I've been sliding this car quite a bit on high mu surfaces, and what I mean by that is like dry pavement.
Yeah.
It was, first of all, unbelievably grippy in those situations and really nice and progressive to slide. And naturally the Sapphire is quite a slidey vehicle, but when you're on dry pavement, you don't always get the opportunity to feel the individual motors start to get to do their thing.
Yep.
And so here, just sort of going on a constant big radius skid with the individual rear motors, I mean, it's just,
Oh, wow.
it's God mode.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm not doing anything. Just, truly not doing a thing. I've pointed the wheel with a little bit of correction, and I'm controlling everything with the accelerator pedal. Unbelievable. So that's one condition. We're not really getting the benefits of power and regen with that until you get the car into a weird slidey scenario. So what I'm going to do is actually regen into a steering movement just to see what that feels like.
So what I'm going to do is get the car going straight. I'm going to basically lift and turn and see how the car feels in this situation. You can use quite a bit of that rear motor to rotate the car, which is cool. And then if we start doing some S-turns, you should feel the function of the rear motor start to change based off what the car is doing. And I'll tell you, it's instantly way more maneuverable and way quicker at changing direction than any Lucid we've been in today. Just because of that capability on the rear axle. Feels like, look at this, hard right, hard left. Look at how fast it can do this.
That's really impressive.
That's wild, isn't it? And it's doing, you know, sort of powertrain slip targets on the front and rear axle. You can feel it shift front, rear, front, rear, front, rear as I'm coming across center. And I can actually hear the front motor spin up.
Yeah, rear, rear.
How cool is that? And then you can just spin it around real quick with a big throttle and use all of that power to get you out. We're on winter tires. Look at the grip. Look at the acceleration.
Yeah, this is pretty insane.
Dude, this thing is ripping. 100 miles an hour almost.
Yeah, or wheel speed anyway. I'm not sure. Yeah.
But you can just back it into a corner like this. You know, we're doing 60, 70 mile an hour. Big skids in a Sapphire.
What an incredible machine.
It's unbelievable, truly unbelievable. The fact that it's almost impossible to swap ends in it is crazy. It's just absolutely mad. Now I'm to the floor. It's doing everything it can to push it, and it's absolutely ripping.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And you just turn it, and it just does exactly what you want it to do every time. So, man, shout out Lucid for building this car. They need to put this powertrain in, like, whatever the mid-size thing that's coming up.
There you go.
That would be really epic.
Right. The mom's going to, you know, to Whole Foods need, 1,234 horsepower. That would be...
Yeah, they'd probably be battery limited at that point. But even if you did, like, a Tri-Motor 900 horsepower, let's be realistic.
Yeah, let's be realistic. Yeah. That's a sweet spot.
It would be crazy. All right, you got to drive this. Drew is out here ripping a Sapphire.
Having the time of my life.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is. We're going a little way to regen. We say we want to go that way.
You can just place the car wherever you want to. And Drew, you were just saying, and I agree, even though there's the most computer control, the most stuff going on,
right,
it feels the most natural.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. It's the most complicated drivetrain here, but they have done such a good job at tuning it.
Wow. Just throwing rooster tails off the back of a Sapphire.
134 horsepower.
100 miles an hour. I got to get some outside shots of you ripping this thing. It's crazy. This is a Lucid Air Sapphire, and it is actually the same Lucid Air Sapphire that was just at the out-of-spec track. And Drew is ready to absolutely send it. Can't even see it past there, but you're going to see this thing absolutely rip. It should be really fun. Lucid Air Sapphire, full rip, baby! Hell yeah! Shout out to Lucid for being so cool. So that was a ton of fun in both the airs. The rear-wheel drive Pure, my first opportunity to drive that car, and wow, that is an amazing value. Just, especially if you're on the used market, by the way, used Lucid Air Pures. Woo! That is so much car for the money. It handles amazing. It's so much fun. It's so balanced. That rear drive nature is just great. I really enjoyed it on the snow, and the Sapphire just being an absolute beast, not only for straight line acceleration, not only for track use, but that tri-motor tuning is unbelievable. It is the single best tri-motor or torque vectoring experience I've ever had, and I've driven and I own many cars with multiple motors on the rear axle. The Sapphire is in a league of its own when it comes to the perfect tuning, in my impression. Just should be the benchmark for everyone in the industry. Let's bring it back down to reality and go to a snow rally course now in the Gravity and start getting that to hustle around. We've kind of given up, if you can't tell, on all the safety stuff, and we're just sliding Lucids around for the rest of the video. And honestly, can you blame us? Safety, yeah, cool. We know cars are safe. It's got stability control. It's got ABS. Does all the things. We want to know how fun they are. It's a very niche topic, of course, but we like to slide cars. So let's head to the rally course in the Gravity. Welcome to the inside of the Lucid Gravity Grand Touring. We're going to go in a drive. We've got it in sprint mode with regen on high. We have stability control off. The reason I'm keeping regen on high is I might be able to use it as an opportunity to help rotate the car into a couple corners. But let's go get a quick sighting lap of this facility here, this autocross course that they've set up. It's a pretty big autocross course. I think we're just in a snow. Yep. Oh, we just had some stuck brakes on.
Yeah. I must have gotten the brakes a little warm.
Yeah, I think you had something going on there, Drew.
Melted the snow in the wheels.
So let's go take a look at this course. We'll just do a quick, gentle sighting lap. I just want to get a sense of like the line and also just the icy conditions, because I heard it's pretty slippery, especially back in this area. So we can get a quick idea. Oh, wow. Pretty slick back this way for sure. Well, let's just go feel it out. Super fun. Woo-hoo-hoo. The Gravity is so much fun to drive, of course. You have some really cool things going on here from a air suspension perspective that smooths out so much, but then also just amazing powertrain control where you can really get the thing to have power on the rear axle when you want it, the power on the front axle to pull you out when you need it, and it's just so easy. Like here we're going super slow, super gently, and I can just handle the car with precision, with absolute ease. It just turns in wonderfully, which is super great. Really cool section down back through this way, which feels great. It's so awkward to drive without the contrast on a snowy course. Drew, what did you think about that?
Yeah, just pick out your apexes. So yeah, after this first lap, you'll kind of understand where you need, what you need to worry about.
Right.
And there's just a handful of points to worry about.
Yeah, cool. Well, sounds pretty good. So let's just go have some fun, shall we?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Easy peasy.
Nice. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you're a millimeter from that.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Do it for visual flair, okay? We got a drift for camera. Come on, baby, get out of the rut. It must have been amazing your first lap out here with all the perfect snow conditions, Drew.
Oh yeah.
But it feels great right now, actually. This is so much freaking fun. So I can see how people would go off this way, but you got to scrub speed on the way in. Oh, and it's slick. Well, we'll use that snow to our advantage. Woo! Come on, baby, grip up, and we're good. It's good to have the snow on the edges.
Yeah, that's the one section I'm like, oh, there's a lot more grip than I was expecting.
That's surprising. But look at this, just so easy to get through here. I say that as we, again, using snow to try and grip. Now we're going like offline for everything.
Nice.
Well done.
This is so great. I love just the changing grip levels as we go around. Avoid that pole. Just a great little course.
The motors sound awesome.
I'm not exactly sure what I was trying to do with that line on the way in, but we at least got through it. This is just It's amazing that you can literally go 400 miles on a charge, not driving like this, obviously, but then absolutely shred the course. It's amazing. We'll try and keep it tight on this one.
Yep.
Maybe a bit more. Right? No, maybe not. We're actually going to take the exit path right here. So anyway, fun little race course in the gravity, but no one should really do that with their gravity, but it's so nice to know that you can. And this thing on a snowy back road, like, Drew, you know all those Colorado dirt roads that they just grade perfectly?
Yep.
Be a rally car everywhere.
Absolutely.
So cool. I'm going to run the other direction there.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That would be kind of interesting.
Change the lines up a little bit, probably.
Yeah, let's go see. Yeah, it just gets progressively slipperier, but that's fun.
It's great. I didn't really get the feeling that we're digging down into ice yet. Not too much.
You can kind of hear it on the Nokians.
Yeah.
They start gurgling a little bit. Nice.
Listen for the gurgle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is good this way.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Yep, this is the slippery one.
We're good.
Yeah, use it.
We're good. Oh, yeah. We're good. Just looking out the driver's window.
Oh my god.
All right, let's get it slowed down. Come on, baby, drop speed. Whoa, we're good. I just know this one's pretty icy through here. Nice. Man, this car's so easy to just do exactly what you want to do.
What you
with
want,
it.
yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And there you have it. That is a Lucid Gravity ripping in the snow. It never looks fun on camera, but it's so fun behind the wheel.
Just the best.
Yeah, what the heck is going on here? These guys just do the best.
We just spent too much time.
Yeah, that's what
It's been
it
way
feels
too
like.
much time. We're like, oh yeah, can you join this meeting? I gotta go
Yeah,
testing.
sorry.
I gotta go.
Busy day.
There's so many things going on.
To end off the day that was very much work related, we definitely didn't just go there to have fun the whole time. We went for a ride in the Sapphire on another surface with our buddy John, also John, who's responsible for all vehicle dynamics topics. And yeah, pretty fun ride. We had a great time with the whole team there. We did. John kind of beached the Lucid. It was the only time we went off all day, and trust me, we were sending it way too hard. It was great. Kind of sent the Sapphire off into a snow pile, but that's okay. We pulled it out with a gravity. I'll play just a couple of those last few clips for you, and really just want to say shout out to Lucid. Look, at the end of the day, we know the Air launched with some bugs, the Gravity launched with some bugs, and they can't afford that anymore. That midsize has to be dialed in. But at the end of the day, Lucid still makes some of the safest and best driving vehicles on the planet. I mean, the fact that you can get in a Gravity, and I've had it out here on track at our track here in North Carolina, and now on a snowy surface, and it's so dynamic that it can just do all the things you need it to do, means there's no ceiling for the car. No, most customers will never do what we did with the cars today. However, there are many customers out there, more than you think, that want the car to drive perfectly comfortable every day. School run, highway cruising, great chassis control, good driver assistance. That's 99% of the time. But it's nice to know that when you're driving a car like that, if you find yourself on a good road, if you find yourself in a snowy parking lot, if you find yourself at a winter test facility, you can absolutely send it and have some fun. And to me, that's just, it's honestly a relaxing feeling. When I drive cars that don't let me turn off stability control or have very odd handling dynamics, I'm almost like, oh man, I wish I brought my other car to go have fun if I end up in a cool spot. But with the Gravity, you could take the whole family on a vacation and you can rip it as well. It's kind of a great one-car solution. So really impressive engineering going into powertrain, chassis, and overall control of the vehicle. big thank you to Lucid for having me and Drew out there to go play around, honestly, for the whole day. I learned a lot of stuff off camera, just about theoretical tuning of these drivetrain systems, goals, attributes, things that need to make it into cars or should or shouldn't. And it was very eye-opening. To me, it was probably the best day I could have spent learning. It was really fun. So a big thank you to Lucid again, and I'll leave you with the last few clips where we got the Sapphire stuck and had to pull it out with the gravity. And yeah, kind of a random video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it.
You know, yes, this car has 3 motors, but Gravity has rear steer and a really sweet traction stability control system. So it was inspired a bit by this. A little bit less sendy, although Gravity and LC3 is still written off. It's pretty epic still.
You actually programmed that in.
Oh yeah,
it's like you can just,
we're working on our feet forwards, our feet back,
Swedish
what we
flick
do on
maneuver.
body slip, all these fancy things. And they're like, what if we just tried one that just gets in there as soon as you poke the steering wheel? And we tried it, like, this is brilliant. We'll overlay all our fancy stuff on top of this, but there's nothing like getting a boot from the rear the instant you turn a steering wheel. We'll go to off though, it's a little bit more. So
Yeah, we can give a little push from the back.
Yeah, that's not gonna go.
No one would have ever thought a Sapphire would be beached in snow on a handling track, but welcome to Minnesota in the sunset. So good. And we're golden.